So, very good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's live. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 6th class of Current Affairs. So, under the Aguilavia program, we will today discuss 30 very important current affairs topics, questions. So, as usual, if you want to have more practice, there is a current affairs test series named Current H. You can check out the details in website or Telegram or any other social media outreach. So let's get started. These are some examples of previous workbooks that is released as a part of this test series. Let's get into today's business. Answer the first question. C. 3 pairs are correct. Any other options? Which is correct? Thing is, there is a number of rivers in India, hundreds of rivers. It's not feasible to take every river and learn every tributary. You may be learning some of the Himalayan rivers like major ones, Ganga, Indus. That tributary, if anything is asked, you should be able to answer correctly. But if some very specific question like this is asked, why this is coming into current affairs test or current affairs discussion? Any relation you can connect with, any news regarding these rivers you have aware of? What is Kushiara? This is quite famous one. Not heard of. So these all are taken from, sorry, I'll take it. These all news or rivers are directly taken from some of the other very major events that is happening in the recent news. So something is happening in the news or continuously, Kushiara is continuously coming in news. These topics, these rivers you should be very much aware of. Let's get started and see what is the relevance of this. First question is Barak River and Kushiara. So why is this in news? Because there is a lot of inter-country rivers between India and Bangladesh. Which is the most famous one? Of course, Brahmaputra Ganga is there, which is the most controversial one, where there is T-star river issue. So whenever there is a high-level visit, like Prime Minister of Bangladesh coming to India or Prime Minister of India going to Bangladesh, whenever there is something going on at high level between India and Bangladesh, rivers are always going to be a major part of talks. Whatever is going to be signed between India and Bangladesh, rivers are one of the biggest stakeholders. So recently in September 2022, when Prime Minister of Bangladesh visited India, we have signed Kushiara MOU agreement on water sharing in Kushiara rivers. Okay, so this thing is being implemented later on. So that's why this is coming into picture. Where is Kushiara River? This is Barak River. This is somewhere in the tributary of Barak River itself. First pair is correct. What is the Teesta River issue? Teesta River is somewhere originating above Sikkim, passes through Sikkim and reaches Bangladesh. It is called lifeline of Bangladesh. Why? Because a lot of agricultural activities, jute, rice, all this cultivation are heavily dependent on Teesta River. That's why it's very important Bangladesh to have a bulk of water sharing. Or Bangladesh is always demanding they should have this, finalize this water sharing treaty. Yes. So what is status of Teesta River right now? Or Teesta River treaty? A final treaty is not being signed. We have treaty for Ganga River that is signed in 1996 also. From then, Teesta River is always in talks. but a final treaty is not signed. And recently in 2012, not recently, 10 years ago, we have a 15-year-old interim agreement, 2011. We have a 15-year-old interim agreement to how to share these waters of Teesta. In this, 42% is allotted to India, 37% to percent is not that much important, but this is the allocation being done. And what is on talks? It is said that instead of waiting for 15 years, there should be some treaty to be signed before the expiration of this interim treaty itself. So this is what is major issue that is blocking Teesta, signing a Teesta River treaty. There is a sub-level stakeholders in this also, state of West Bengal. And there is always political or other conflict going on between West Bengal and center government. So whatever stand center is taking, somewhere it is not opposed by the state government, or state government position cannot be accepted by center. So due to the sub-level, national interest is also defining what is happening in Teesta. So that's about also go through what are the other major rivers that is crossing between India and Bangladesh. There are many other rivers also, like you can see in this graph, like Surma, there is Barak River, Meghna is all in the Bangladesh. Other rivers also, major rivers passing from India to Bangladesh, have a look at these. If any question come from this aspect, because a recent MOU is being signed, you should be able to answer it. Go ahead. Dibang, Brahmaputra Dibang, where is it? Dibang, these are all tributaries of Sabarmati. Dibang is tributaries of Sabarmati. This is given interchanged. Vakal is a river not in India. So, Dibang is a tributary of Brahmaputra in Arunachal Pradesh. What is the relevance of this river? Not Dibang. What is relevance of this river? Any idea? Recently, one of the biggest hydel power project is being allotted in this river. Hydel power project means it is having a capacity of 2.8 gigawatt or 2,800 megawatts. So this much high means it is going to be 178 meters gravity dam project. There is always a controversy on Mullaperia Dam between Kerala and Tamil Nadu. What is height of that dam? It's only 142 meters, something like that. When it is crossing over 140, Kerala government will come with case or come with some proportions. It should be reduced below 135 meter. So even a one of the biggest dams in India having so much issues is having a range of this much height only. At the same time, we are proposing a Dibang on the river Dibang. We are proposing a dam of 278 meter. So this is going to submerge so many villages, so many forest areas in Assam, Arunachal Pradesh and all. So this is always in controversy. Some environmental activists, NGOs are also always opposing these projects. Big hydel projects, time is over. These all concepts are all coming. So what is two statements are correct? What is Vakal? It is also correct. It is a tributary of Sabarmati itself. Why Sabarmati is in news? Because recently after Ganga River, Sabarmati is considered as one of the highly polluted river in India. So if any question come regarding what are the cities on the banks of Sabarmati, which major cities on the banks of Sabarmati? Ahmedabad. Any other tributaries, which are all tributaries, right bank tributaries, left bank tributaries? There is a major development regarding this river. So if any geographical question come from this aspect, you should be able to answer it. So what is our status so far? First is correct, second is correct, third is correct. And what is this? Vaigai River and Tamiraparani. Where is this river? It is a flowing river at the lower part of Tamil Nadu. So this is not correct. So what will be answer here? 3 pairs are correct. C will be the correct answer. Go ahead. Answer the second question firstly. If you are watching online, you can comment the answer. Whatever is the answer, you can comment it in the live chat. What is answer? This is regarding SCO. What is SCO? Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Who are the major stakeholders of this? It is an initiative led by China and Russia. Along with these two countries, there are Central Asian republics are majorly part of it. And in 2017, India and Pakistan were joined the part of SCO. But the question is all about very recent developments of SCO. Now, what is strategic importance of SCO? India have a very multilateral or multi-oriented foreign policy approach. In continental Asia, what is our stance? In continental Asia, India's foreign policy is highly aligned towards Russia. We see these implications during the Ukraine crisis. We see India signing SCO. India is very much promoter of INSTZ. So much trade and other agreements are being signed by India in this Central Asia. At the same time, Indo-Pacific, what is India's strategy? Yeah, all India's Indo-Pacific strategies oriented towards countering China. And how India can counter China? By counterbalancing, by bringing similar thinking stakeholders together. That is USA, that there we can see the development of Quad. In economic aspect, we can see development of IPF. All these developments are happening in the Quad, in the Indo-Pacific. So SCO is a very critical organization that is perceived to be anti-US. And India is a part of it, means this is a very major stakeholder in balancing India's stance. Now, why this question coming into being? SCO summit is going to be happen in India. SCO summit this year is going to be happen in India. So we know G20 summit, presidentship of SCO, all this. G20 presidentship is with India. So these are organizations which these basics you may be well aware of, or which all countries are a part of it. These are basics of it. Some recent development is happening, you should be aware of it. What is the first one? India will host this 2023 SCO summit. Very much correct. First option is correct. Recently, Iran was inducted as newest member of SCO. Is this correct? Iran is supposed to be, maybe in this summit, Iran may be inducted. So many preliminary steps of inducting Iran is being okayed by this organization. But formal induction has not happened so far. Formally, so far, Iran is not a member of SCO. So for the time being, this statement is wrong. Now, which city is part of this SCO tourism and cultural capital? Varanasi, exactly. Varanasi is declared as the SCO tourism and cultural capital for this year, 2022-23. So this is also wrong. What is the answer? You will get one only, that is B is the correct answer. Go ahead. These are SCO, which are SCO countries. Russia, China, we told. Central Asian Republics, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan. These countries are majorly part of SCO. Okay. Answer the third question firstly. Very late. Pradeep, B is the correct answer, right? Answer the third one. What is the answer? D. Any other answer? Tell me. This is quite easy question. Should be able to do even if you don't know anything about it. Tell me, make a guess and tell me. First one is wrong. Second one. Read statement carefully. We're also saying answer is D. Exactly, very straightforward logic. So this year we have National Logistic Policy being introduced. Not this year, in 2022. So what is logistic cost of Indian GDP? It's around 14%. And what India is trying to bring it down to advanced countries levels. And what is advanced countries levels? 7 to 8%. So India is trying to bring it down by 5-6%, but it's never going to be less than 1% of GDP. That is very much extreme. And moreover, you can see there is a very peculiar fact that is a part of the statement. So you should have an orientation, this can go wrong. And in the second also, lead syntax will monitor state-wise performance every month. Only very few reports that are passed by some small organizations comes every month. Major reports are all coming in annually. So leads is also every year it is being published, and every year this monitoring is being happening. Now what next? Who is publishing the leads? Not Niti Aayog. I think it is Ministry of Commerce and Industry, I guess. Have a look. Do have a look of the data, but not by Niti Aayog. Go ahead. And so answer here is? Answer is D itself. So very fast answer the fourth question. It's a very small question. What is the answer? What is the answer? A. Eastern Economic Forum. Both of everyone is saying A. What is Eastern Economic Forum? Eastern Economic Forum is a forum for development of Far East region of which country? Far East region of Russia. So this is an initiative of Russia. And India has been contributing 1 billion or huge amount into development of Far East region of Russia. So that's why these all organizations are not part of Far East. What is answer here? None of the above. This is the Far East region you can see here. Areas like nearby to Arctic Circle, Russia, Japan, all these areas. And why India is curious in these areas? Russia. Why India is interested in this region? Very rich natural gas and other resources, rare earth elements. Natural resources is there, that is one part of it. Secondly, recently there has been shipping started to the North Sea, to the northern pole region. So if this shipping in area become more active, there is scope for more investment, there is scope for opening up of more business opportunities. So these two major factors, India is showing keen interest in development of Far East or the specific Eastern Economic Forum. Okay, go ahead, answer the fifth question. An economic question. Okay, what happened? Options are tough. Okay. Tell me what answer you are selecting. All of the above. Okay. Let's see one by one. So the question is, which of the following may lead to increasing India's forex reserves? What is status of India's forex reserves? By around 2021 mid, it was at its peak. How much it was? Above 630 billion US dollars. Now it has been consistently or with some irregularities, it is falling to 540 billion US dollars. Now why this is falling? Have you anyone go through economic survey? Any summaries? Whole economic survey, this story is being painted one way or the other. In every chapter, you will find reference to this. What is happening in global economy right now? Very hyperinflation. What is the reason for that? Rise in commodity prices. What is the whole cycle of events that is happening? First, we have different shocks that economy is currently going through. Economic survey is discussing. What are the three shocks it is saying? First one was pandemic. Then after that came this Russia-Ukraine war. Then came this high inflation in advanced economies. So if you connect all these, what really happened is, first came the pandemic. Now when pandemic came, what government does throughout the world? What was the initiative of the government? One thing, there was very stringent lockdowns. That was unprecedented. So every economy is going through a phase of shrinkage of GDP. GDP is shrinking means GDP is due to demand is falling due to lockdowns. GDP is shrinking. Now GDP is shrinking means tax collection is going to be severely affected. Tax collection is going to be shrinked. Now at the same time, most in India also, in many other countries also, vaccines are funded by government. And there is increased health expenditure. And there is increased other expenditures of the government, like social support schemes, welfare schemes, PM Garib Kalyan Yojana. In US, you can see money has been directly given to people who lose their jobs. So government is expanding its social security. At the same time, this health expenditure is already shoot up. So what is happening? Expenditure of the government is. Now what is implication of both these? Fiscal deficit will be very high. In India, how much it was? We reached peak year around 9, today it is 6% ranges, but in peak time we reached around 9 point some percentages. Now we are reducing it. Now when there is huge need for money, what governments can usually do? Either they can borrow from the market or they can print money. Now if borrow from the market, what happened? Money supply will not be that much impacted, because private sector or some other institution money you are borrowing, that will create some crunch there, that is being spent by the government. But if government is printing money, means what happens? Total money supply in the market economy is increasing. At the same time, we have seen GDP is decreasing. If there is huge number of money targeting less number of resources, what will happen? Inflation will be like natural consequence. So this, during pandemic, somehow all the governments able to manage the whatever risk came along with that. But after pandemic, what came? The aftermath of this. Whatever decisions government has taken, the after consequence was, that is what came in 2022 and is recently world is going on. And that is inflation. Now when inflation is coming, when easy monetary policy or easy money policy was followed for too long, what is consequence right now? Money supply has to be reduced now. So what Western governments are doing? US Fed is increasing its rates. It's not only just US Fed, Indian government also increasing the repo rates, increasing the whatever interest rates that is happening in the market. Now what is consequence of this? If an investor comes, if there is higher interest available in US economy, there is high chance investor will invest in the US economy rather than Indian economy. Why? Because US is still considered one of the safest market in the world. India is an emerging market. The risk associated with Indian market is perceived to be higher than that of US market. So investor confidence tilted towards your US market. And what is consequence of this? Around 1.2 lakh crore rupees that has been taken out from Indian secondary market, or a foreign portfolio investors have taken this much of money from Indian market and gone into US market or advanced economies. This was a like U-turn after 2 to 3 years of continuous flushing into Indian market. Now what is the consequence of this? If somebody is taking this much of money and going to invest in US, what he is going to take? He is not going to take Indian rupee. He will sell Indian rupee and he will take dollar and go. Somebody is taking dollar and going, what will happen? There is higher demand for dollar in India. There is lesser supply for dollar in India. Now what is consequence of this? Rupee will fall. That's what we have seen from around 74, 75. Rupee has steeply fallen to 80 to 83 ranges. Now once rupee is falling, what RBI does? Technically we say we don't interfere that much, but RBI interferes to avoid these economic shocks or severe consequences of a steep fall. So how RBI interferes? RBI tried to sell more dollar in the market. RBI sell more dollars in the market and trying to like this much money is going out from India, they're trying to neutralize it to some level. Even though this much dollars it will not spend, it will spend some amount of dollars and try to neutralize the impact of this. Now where this dollar which RBI spend in the spot market, where this dollar comes from? It comes from India's forex reserves. So that is one reason why we see a continuous fall in India's forex reserves from a high of 630 billion US dollars to around 540 billion US dollars. That is one reason. What is second reason? There is a whole new reason to it. That is all included here, inflation, global supply chain, all these. Second is, this is not a like depreciation of rupee. That is not an isolated event in Indian economy. That is an event that is happening in across the world. If you look at all the emerging markets, every currency is losing its value. It's not just Indian currency. So if every currency is losing the value, how this forex is being served or how this forex is being kept? US dollar is only a part of it. There are other currencies like SDR is there, there will be gold is there. So there are other currencies of other currencies apart from US dollars that is kept as forex reserves. These currencies value is also changing. So valuation is one part plus RBI interference in Indian spot market. That is the two major reasons why we are seeing a fall in what? Forex reserves in India. So why I told all this picture is, this whole picture is like crux of what economic survey is saying. In every other chapter you will see one or other relevant references to this. So once you understand these dynamics, it is become very easy to connect to whatever the options or whatever the XYZ is going around. Now come back to this question. So what this question is saying, which of the following may lead to increase in India's forex reserves or increase in India's foreign exchange reserves? Appreciation of dollar against other currencies. So what we told now, this is one reason why forex reserve is falling. So this cannot be answer. What else? Outflow of capital from Indian market. We have recently told FPIs. It is due to this outflow we have rupee is falling. It is due to this rupee is falling, our forex reserves is falling. So this also cannot increase foreign exchange reserves. What else? Rise in merchandise exports. If exports increases, what happens? More dollar will come to India. Most of this trade, external trade is happening in US dollar only. Maybe some trade is happening in other currency, but most is happening in US dollars. So if more exports means more dollar will come to India. More supply of dollar means forex reserves can increase. What else? Rise in external commercial borrowings. It is also this is like current account, this is like capital account. thing is happening is same, more dollar is coming to India. More dollar is coming to India, it can reach a consequence of increasing forex reserves. Unfortunately, all these options, we don't have a right option. So these two are correct. Rest first two options cannot be correct. Okay. Go ahead. Answer the, this is a graph if you want to have a look at what time the forex reserve was high, what is the rupee level at that time. You can have a correlation here. The basic story is whatever what we have discussed now. Answer the sixth question. This is a little bit factual question. Member. Tell me which all are countries members of it. Where this palm oil is being produced, most of the palm oil? Arabian countries. Around 95% of world palm oil exports is coming from Indonesia and Malaysia. And what is this? Asian Palm Oil Alliance. What is this? It is an alliance of only one thing you have to take in mind. It is an alliance of importing countries. Only importing countries are part of it. Major palm oil importing countries. Indonesia is a major exporting country, is not a part of it. This is not there, this is not there, this is not there. 1, 2, 4 and 5 will be the answer. So it is the initiative between India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Nepal is also part of it. So between these countries, the initiative is to have a unrestricted import of palm oils. Answer is A. Go ahead. Answer the seventh question very fast. Try to answer this first. What is the answer? B. A. Tell me. B answer again. Any other answer? B. You are answering B. It's correct asked. So what is the question? It is about aircraft carrier INS Vikrant. Might have a picture. Aircraft carrier means It will be some very huge ship with aircraft can land, launch and take off from this. So what is special? What is needed in this kind of ships? The runway will be very small. There should be equipment so that in a short distance this ship aircraft can be launched. So what this ski jump for launching aircraft, these are all technologies for takeoff as well as launching the aircraft in a very short distance. This is very much correct. Second statement, India became the fourth country to construct an aircraft carrier domestically. Is it correct? If it is this is like a military technology. Who are leaders in military technology? Whichever technology we say, US may have already made this. Russia may have already made this. And recently you can assume to some safe level, China might have some project regarding this. These three countries should have made this. But India is not the fourth country. Submarines or these aircraft carriers are not that much of a rare technology. Only these two countries or these three countries can make it. UK already have some projects. Some other countries have also made this. So India is not the fourth country to construct this. Again, you can see there is a very much data, specific data is being there in the option. Should apply some mind on it, think on it, whether this can be true or false. Only if you know exactly this is true, then only go with that option. We're having very specific data or very specific name of a ministry or very peculiar thing is being asked in these statements. Okay, so here answer will be A, one only is the correct answer. Answer the 8th question first. It's a very factual question. What is the answer? Very factual question, nothing much theoretical in it. It's very important you read the newspaper, then you get it. Otherwise, you have to depend on your memory sharpness. What is the answer you are saying? A. Any other and any other? Which state Tirupati is in? Andhra Pradesh. Famous temple is there, you can connect. Where is Anlay? Ladakh. Goa is in Goa. So what is the answer here? What is Swachh Sujal project or Swachh Sujal Pradesh? This is an initiative by Ministry of Jal Shakti. Depending on this zero open defecation free state, water connection to households, depending on these few criteria, this status is being given. To which part it is given? It is recently given to Andaman and Nicobar, not Goa. So first option is wrong. Second, India's first dark sky reserve. What is dark sky reserve? What is speciality of this? There will be minimum light pollution. Why is Ladakh very good for astronomical observation? Less pollution, very good. High altitude is there. These are main two reasons. This was in news recently. What is other reason? It's a very dry area where water vapor is also very less. So water vapor is a major absorbent of all radiations coming from. So this is a dry area means you will get very clear view due to less water vapor. That will come under pollution part itself. Now what is India's first lithium cell plant? That is This is not asking about lithium reserves. In which state lithium reserves have been found in India? Jammu and Kashmir. This is saying about lithium cell plant. Where it is? Where it is? In Tirupati itself. What is importance of this plant? This plant is supposed to take over more than 60% of India's lithium demand. Lithium is becoming such an important element in the all aspects of strategic aspects. Electric vehicles to solar panels to everything. So such a big plant is being proposed which can take over up to 60% of India's demand for lithium. So what is the answer here? Second is correct, 3 is correct, 2 and 3 is the right answer. Go ahead, answer the 9th question first. If you are watching online, do comment what is the answer. It's a very basic question. क्या हो गया? What is the answer? C, D. It's a very basic question. Whatever book you learn for environment, it should be covered in it. Stockholm Convention is for persisting POPs, persisting organic pollutants. Give me one example of this. DDT, that is endosulfan. Heard of this? Where it is creating issues? In Kerala cashew plantation, this was sprayed through helicopters and through the air. And what was the consequence? People were like born with genetic defects. So it was genetically interfering. And in 2011, what happened? Supreme Court has completely banned the usage of endosulfan in India. Before that also, it was banned under this Stockholm Convention. When this convention came into existence? In 2004. What is Rotterdam Convention? This is on prior informed consent on trade in hazardous chemicals. Very much correct option. So prior informed consent means what all should it include? Some chemicals are being transported between two countries. The other country should know what exact chemical is being brought into that country, for what purpose it should be used, what are the technical specifications, how it should be used. All this information should be clearly demarcated. Then only you can trade or do some transport of hazardous chemicals. That is Rotterdam Convention. Vienna Convention. What is specialty of this convention? Very famous convention, Vienna Convention. Yes. It was signed in 1988. And what is the most famous protocol under this? Montreal Protocol. What is speciality of this convention? This was the first universal convention where all countries signed or acceded, ratified this convention. And this convention is about ozone depletion, reducing ozone protection and all this. So all these options are correct. What is the answer? D is the answer. Go ahead. Answer the 10th question first. Very interesting question. What is the answer? Tell me. क्या answer है? A. Any other options? A or C? Okay. So what is ban of an organization under UAPA Act shall be confirmed by UA tribunal before coming into effect. It's a very peculiar data. Why this data is being asked? Which organization? Popular Fund of India? Not Fund, Front of India. PFI was banned under UAPA recently. Recently means few months back. So what is the provision of banning an organization? Under section 3, government bans the organization. But this ban come into force only when section 4, that is under the section 4, a UAPA tribunal confirm this ban of this XYZ organization. See, its power is with the government itself, but there is a security check or there is a checks and balances to this. A UAPA tribunal should approve it. So first option is very much correct. Individuals can also be designated as terrorists. It's a very straightforward, easy statement. It is brought under which one? 2019 amendment. One of the major provisions of 2019 amendment. Third is national investigation. NIA was constituted under this act. How this is correct? When this is UAP Act was, which year it was first introduced? It's a very old act. It's a 1967 act. NIA, when NIA was? After Mumbai attack in 2010s. So what is the consequence? NIA is constituted under a separate NIA Act, not under UAP Act. So third statement is wrong. First two are correct. We have one as the correct answer. What more you should know about UAP Act? What kind of activities are covered under this? Anti-national activities, terrorist activities. Go ahead. Answer the 11th question first. What is the answer? B. Any other answers? Tell me. A. When the question is about a scheme, options are having multiple provisions. It is about PM Shri Yojana. What is full form of this? PM Schools for Rising India. PM Schools for Rising India. PM Shri Yojana. So it is a centrally sponsored scheme. Is it correct? Tell me. What is difference between centrally sponsored scheme and central sector scheme? Central sector scheme and sponsored scheme. What is major differences? Sector scheme will be almost 100% mostly funded by Union of India. Here there will be some kind of sharing. What is other difference? This will be implemented by mostly by union government agencies. This will be implementation responsibilities with state. What major other difference? These schemes will have schemes basically under union list subjects. This can have broader schemes which are under state or concurrent list. So this is a centrally sponsored scheme. Where education comes? Which list? Concurrent list. So most of the education schemes will go into sponsored category itself. So this can be a very much right option according to the logic which we have discussed. Education is a part of concurrent list in the Indian education. Earlier, where was it? Earlier, when original constitution passed in 1950, education was a responsibility of state. Now what happened in 1976? 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. What happened during this time? 5 major subjects are being transferred to concurrent list from the state list. And which are these 5 subjects? Forest, protection of wild animals, birds, administration of justice is there, education. Any other? Weights and measures is there. So these 5 subjects were transferred from state to concurrent list under this Constitutional Amendment Act. So education is rightly under concurrent list. This statement is correct. It will develop green schools with modern infrastructure. The whole idea of this SHRI program is to develop modern infrastructure, highly tech oriented schooling approach. So this is also correct. So what is the answer here? D. All these statements are correct. Eco-friendly policies, eco-friendly schemes will be carried out in this. Idea of SHRI schools is all these great ideas we have been discussing under the new educational policy 2020. All those policies will be directly implemented in these schools. Or these schools will function as some model schools for NEP 2020. Go ahead. So when central sector, central sponsored, don't try to memorize where every scheme is coming. Even though you cannot, it is not practically feasible every scheme where it is going to study. But this basic idea you should have. What kind of schemes can go to central sector? What kind of schemes can go to centrally sponsored scheme? A fair idea you should be having. It is with state. All implementation sponsored agencies, even concurrent list subjects, if center makes a law, mostly the implementation responsibility is with state itself. It is with state itself. Go ahead. Firstly, answer the 12th question. Quite easy question. Answered, what is the answer? Tell me. It's easy, right? Any other answers? A itself. Regarding XR or extended reality. What is extended reality? It is an umbrella term that includes virtual as well as augmented reality. What is difference between virtual and augmented reality? All these are immersive technologies. Immersive technologies means you can feel a digital surrounding that is added to you. And in virtual reality, what happens? What is then augmented reality? Suppose we take this classroom. I wear the whatever virtual reality equipments. I feel like I am completely teleported into a virtual world. That virtual world doesn't interact with whatever surrounding I am wearing that equipments. It has no connection with the surroundings. If I wear a virtual reality specs or goggles, I will not be seeing you, I will not be seeing whatever is happening. I will be seeing a totally virtual world that is completely out digitally conceptualized world. In augmented reality, what happens is there is a mixture of virtual aspects as well as reality. That means if I wear an augmented reality equipment, I will be still seeing this classroom. But this classroom may be having some alterations. Maybe some virtual characters are also sitting here. maybe some virtual aspects like that game was there now. Which one? Pokemon Go game. You have to go and catch this Pikachu or whatever it is, but is placed in somewhere in it. It is using some part of reality plus some virtual aspects are added to it. It is not completely virtual world, but in virtual reality, a totally virtual world will be there. Why we are discussing this in detail? Because there was a PYQ on exactly this concept. What constitutes virtual reality and what constitutes augmented reality. Now, what is ChatGPT? ChatGPT, which company launched it? OpenAI. What the whole concept is? It is a like advanced chatbot. What it does? It can generate whatever XYZ you give. It will give a very personalized set of answers. Which company is actively investing in OpenAI? Microsoft. Microsoft is supposed to have 43%, more than 43% investment in OpenAI. Microsoft is also integrating these ChatGPT features into its search engine, into its MS Office. It will come later, it is being said. Now, who is being hit by this? Google. What Google come up with? Google have come up with its own product in this, similar to this OpenAI ChatGPT. What is it called? It's a very Bard. And what is controversy regarding Bard? When ChatGPT become an instant success, within 1-2 months of its launch, around both high 1 billion subscriptions came into it. Now this really anchored, or Google issued a code red in response to this huge success of ChatGPT. Now within few weeks they come up with the Bard. But the problem was there, when the Bard presentation was going on, they were showing some answers which is given by Bard, but there was some factual mistakes in this. Very simple factual mistakes are being done in the presentation given by Google CEO. So that happens, Google 1 week lost 100 billion valuation due to that mistake. And the Bard is still not open to the public. It is still only open to the selected set of people. So Google is facing the heat due to this ChatGPT AI tools are coming into existence. So what you have to learn here is, this is based on AI programming or AI language processing technologies. It is not at all related to augmented or virtual reality. So here answer will be A1 only. Go ahead. Firstly answer the 13th question. Card therapy. What is it? This is a very factual question. We should not spend too much time. If you don't know, you should better skip it. Tuberculosis. Any other suggestion? Cancer. Card technology. What is the technology about? Who developed this? IIT Bombay and Tata Memorial Institute. What is the technology about? No, it is not related. What it does is, it will capture white blood cells of a person's body, infected person or sick person's body. Then these blood cells, white blood cells, will be taken into laboratory. They will do some editing in this. Now this edited white blood cells will be reintroduced into the person. So the new white blood cell will go and attack the sick white blood cells, or the rapid multiplication of white blood cells will be attacked by this newly edited white blood cells. So that is about this card technology. So now tell me which disease it can treat. It will treat cancer. C is the correct answer. Go ahead. Firstly, answer the 14th question. It's also very factual, very straightforward question. What is the first one? Incovac. So what is this intranasal vaccine means? It is through nose. So this is developed by Indian company and this is regarding COVID-19 vaccine itself. First option is correct. What is second option? Cervavac. What is this? It is related to cervical cancer. Cervical cancer. This may be the only cancer which can be treated with a vaccine. This is nowhere related to leprosy and all. So this is absolutely wrong answer. What is answer here? One only. More details you can read from this material being provided. Go ahead. Answer the 15th question first. It's a very interesting, easy question. Tell me what you answer. What is it? Okay. Okay. Next time. What is answer? B. So sure. So what is this human development report? Who publishes it? UNDP. Now what are criteria used for calculating this? What is written? No, change it. UNDP is the correct answer. Now what are the three basic dimensions of calculating human development index? Health and longevity, knowledge, that is education, and standard of living. How this is calculated? Health is calculated as life expectancy at birth. Knowledge is calculated by two dimensions, that is expected years of schooling and mean years of schooling. What is the difference between these? Expected is like a future term. If a new child is joining school today, how much years he will have schooling? Mean years of schooling means current population, how much education level, schooling level that they are having. Mostly mean will be much lower than expected years of schooling. Now what next? Decent standard of living. How it is calculated? GNI per capita. What is GNI? Gross national income. What is difference between GNI and the other one? Or GNP and GDP? GNI is equal to GDP plus net national income. What is GDP conceptually? If a country is there, this is India. Net worth of all goods and services produced here is GDP. Give me one example like IPL, who is the most costly player? Rohit Sharma. Sam Curran. I guess I don't, Ben Stokes, Sam Curran. How much is its rate? Maybe in 17-18 crores. Now, where it comes? Is it part of India's GDP? It should be part of India's GDP. Why? Because IPL is happening in India, it is goods and services always being produced in India. So Sam Curran getting this much amount means this is a part of India's GDP. Now what is GNP? That is only those that is owned by Indian citizens across the world, not just in India, across the world. So GNP cannot be a part of this. Sam Curran getting this money, it will be a national product of wherever Sam Curran is, England or UK. It cannot be counted into GNP of India, but it will be a part of GDP of India. So come back to this question, what is the answer here? What are the options? Life expectancy at birth is a part of it. Per capita health expenditure, nothing like that is there. Healthcare is not part of it. So you can eliminate this, you can eliminate this. One is there, no other, you can eliminate. Mean years of schooling is a part of it. Expected years of schooling is a part of it. 3 should be there, you cannot eliminate anything. Per capita national income should be part of it. Living wages compared to purchasing power per capita, nothing, no concepts related to living wages. So 1, 3 and 4 will be correct answer. Correct answer is box or B. Go ahead. Answer the 16 question first. $81 bonds. हो गया? Wait. Tell me, what is answer? C, 1, 2 and 4. Okay. Any other? No idea. When this was in news, additional tier 1 bonds. It was very famous during the yes bank was going through the crisis. Any bank going through the crisis, this 81 bonds will come into picture. And what is perpetual bond? It is a perpetual bond. Perpetual bond means it will not be having any fixed maturity date. It will be issued for lifelong. Being said, banks are given an option. What option? They can withdraw this bond after say 5 years or next say 10 years. Like that, in a specific period of time, banks has the power to withdraw these 81 bonds. But as a fixed maturity date, it doesn't have. So the first statement is correct. They are perpetual bonds that doesn't have any maturity date. What next? They are usually raised to capital, used to raise capital to comply with Basel norms. When they are issued, bank has to strengthen its capital ratios. Bank has to get core investments into it. So Basel norms, it has to comply with Basel norms. 81 bonds are usually issued. Second option is very much correct. Third option, come to third option. This is very interesting. Interest on such bonds is an obligation on the bank which they cannot skip. So every bond, why people are investing in bond? Because some bond yield will be there or some interest, in this case interest will be there. So for this money people are investing in bond. Second, take the second case. Face value of such bonds remains constant, making them infinite interest bearing bonds. Face value is constant, interest obligation is like compulsory which bank cannot go back. if you at least know what happened during Yes Bank crisis, this become very easy. What happened during Yes Bank crisis? Yes Bank 81 bonds were told we will not give any interest. And what RBI told? You don't have to give, because 81 bonds are like this. If bank is in crisis, the bank has obligation to not give this interest on these 81 bonds. So this statement is wrong. Bank can even reduce the face value of these bonds. If a 100 rupees bond is issued, even this is an extreme step which banks take when there is no other option available. But even that option is open for 81 bonds. Banks can even reduce the face value of these bonds. So this statement is also wrong. What will be our answer here? Only 1 and 2 are correct. Go ahead. Answer the 17 question first. This is like technical possibility. Bank can not pay interest, or bank can even cut off the capital. But usually it doesn't happen. It only happens when bank is collapsing. And in India, how many banks collapse? Usually no one collapses. Even his bank was being saved by SBI, and other banks invested in it and is being saved. So it is a technical provision is available, but still banking industry is very healthy. So we don't see that interest of these bonds completely lost. Otherwise, nobody will invest if this is becoming a regular practice. Answer the 17 question. I think a similar question we answered last time also. This is also like too much in news. Last week also some news was there. What is the answer? B. Last week some incident was there. This was in news. What was it? Not related to that. It is related to basically crude oil companies. What crude oil companies are doing? Like global crude oil prices are very high. India is getting crude oil at a discounted rate from Russia. And what Indian companies are doing? Buying at a discounted rate from Russia, refining here and selling it to the world. So they are making huge profit out of this. So whenever a company due to XYZ reasons is making an unprecedented profit, government will come and take a share of it. Such a taxation is called windfall tax. Go ahead. Answer the 18 question first. If you are watching live, do comment the answers. Wait. Yes. No. Okay. What is answer? With reference to Financial Stability and Development Council, FSDC, consider the following statements. Tell me what is answer, tell me. B. D. B. It is a statutory body formed under FRBM Act. Is it correct? It is not a statutory body. What type of body it is? It is formed by an executive order. Give me another example of another body that is very big body is formed by an executive order. Niti Aayog. It is not a statutory body anyway. So this option is wrong. It is chaired by RBI governor. Who chairs it? Union Finance Minister. Nirmala Sitharaman will be chairing the Financial Stability and Development Council, not the RBI governor. Second option is wrong. What is third option? It monitors macro-prudential supervision of the economy. It's a very straightforward option. That is the function of this body, like oversee the macroeconomic conditions in the country and give the recommendations. Now tell me, who are other members of this? Union Finance Minister is the chairman. Who are other members of it? There may be another minister, Minister of Commerce or any other minister. There will be secretaries to government, 3 secretaries to Government of India. That they will be also part of it. But who is the major stakeholders? That is RBI governor. Then all other 3 regulators head. Who are the 3 regulators? SEBI. What next? IRDA will be there. What next? PFRDA. One more body is there, that is IBBI. What IBBI does? Not Bank Bureau. Insolvency Bankruptcy Code. Regarding NPS, that body will be there. So all these regulator head plus RBI head will be part of these members of this council. So what is the answer here? B, only 3 is the correct answer. Go ahead. Answer the 19th question. Answer this there. Do we have another slide? We don't have. Leave it. Only read this and give me the answer. What is answer? B. Dugong Conservation Reserve. Where is it? What is dugong? Dugong is this guy. What is specialty of it? It is vulnerable. It is only vulnerable. It is specialities. It is also called sea cow. Why it is called sea cow? It is a herbivore. It is a vegetarian, so it is called sea cow. It is in Palk Bay. Where is Palk Bay? Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka, in that region. So this Dugong Conservation Reserve is in Tamil Nadu, not in Odisha. First statement we have wrong. 2 options we eliminate. Madhav National Park. What is specialty of this? Tell me. Tiger shifting or tiger relocation project is going on in this national park. It is in MP itself. Second option is correct. Bandhavgarh Forest Reserve. Where is it? Bandhavgarh, okay. It is also in MP. What is specialty of this? Mascot has been given. Recently, Archaeological Survey of India also recovered so many remains from this tiger reserve or forest reserve. So that's why it was in news. It is also in MP. Ranipur Wildlife Sanctuary, where it is? This is wrong answer. This is Uttar Pradesh. Very much correct. Why it is in news? Recently it was declared as tiger reserve. That is 4th tiger reserve from Uttar Pradesh. So these are like 2 factual questions, but something major development is happening, so you should be aware of it. What is answer here? 2 and 4 only. B is the correct answer. It is relocated to here. It is relocated from other parts like southern parts, Kerala and that Nilagiri, all these areas. Yeah, answer the 20th question. What is the answer? C. It is about Attorney General of India. Recently, Attorney General of India was appointed. What was his name? First statement is different. Okay, then change that. Answer this question. First option is AGI is appointed by President from among the person who are qualified to be appointed as Judge of the High Court. It is correct or wrong? It should be, person should be qualified to be Judge of Supreme Court only will be appointed as the Attorney General of India. In state-wise, this post is called Advocate General of the state. For state, it can be like qualification is person who is qualified to be appointed as a High Court judge. For an Attorney General, it is Supreme Court judge. First option is, or first statement is wrong. AGI consent is mandatory when private citizen want to initiate a case of contempt of court against a person. Is this correct or wrong? Contempt of court, there is two ways it can be charged against a person. What are two ways? वो तो है. Either court can by itself, High Court, Supreme Court can by themselves take initiation against a person. If court is being taking initiative against a person, then this consent of Attorney General is not coming into picture. But suppose a person, suppose I want to charge a case against a person for contempt of court. In that case, government approval or approval of Attorney General of India is compulsory for charging that court. If a private citizen, any citizen want to give a case of contempt of court against any other citizen. You want to file a case against me on contempt of court, that will first go to Attorney General. Only if we give the consent, then only the case will be taken up. Some famous cases against, I forgot, has been rejected by Attorney General and no steps were taken. Why this provision was put? Basically, the idea is to save the time of the court. Contempt of court, when it comes into picture, when somebody directly violates the orders of the court, or when somebody publishes something that affects like dignity of the court or respect of the court. So in that case, government stance is also very much critical. So second option here we have is correct. First option is wrong. So answer is B. Go ahead, answer the 21st question. Okay. What is answer? Which of these countries are a part of Gulf Cooperation Council? Who are all part of Gulf Cooperation Council? We have a diagram. All these countries are a part of it. Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, UAE, Oman and Saudi Arabia. What will be answer here? It will be B. Cross check and find B. So why this is in news? That is an ongoing process. They supported Pakistan for Kashmir issue. Recently, not recently, a few years back, India was invited into this GCC in 2019 also. And what happened? Pakistan didn't attended the meeting and its chair was vacant and the photo was very famous. So recently what happened? Recently an MOU was signed between GCC Secretary and India's External Minister for closer coordination between India and GCC members. India is still not fully accepted into the council, but still some processes are going on. So that's why this is important. Go ahead. Nothing much to learn. 22nd question, answer 22nd question first. Very factual question. What is the answer? B, 2 and 3. Naukai, first 12. Where it is from? Tell me where it is from. It is from Odisha. This is called Harvest Festival. Now, Shumang Leela, that is from Manipur, that is correct. Batukamma is from Telangana itself. What is correct answer here? Details you can learn. Very factual question. Go ahead. Answer the 23rd question. Yeah, this will be interesting question. If you, this kind of factual information type, there is question come from very peripheral things only. Which state is this being conducted? Nothing deeper it will come. Only purpose of like it is a harvest festival. Now means something, Kai means something, now means new, Kai means food. Learning of all the deeper studies only to connect with that term. So that when exam you can see, hear it, you can connect it with Odisha. Or connect it with any other aspects. So only for that purpose, for your memorization purpose, you can learn more about it, you can read something more about it. Otherwise, for exam point of view, there are so many such topics where only the peripheral idea you should be clear about. Which state it is, which part it is, maximum which part of the year it is being celebrated. Or if like Makar Sankranti and all, it is having throughout India different names. So that kind of festival take a note of. Beyond that, don't dig into it. Go ahead. Yeah, answer this 23rd question. It's a very quite interesting question from modern India. What is answer? Chronological order, it should be in this order, not 1, 2, 3. What is the order? Tell me. Giving first option is presiding Haripura session of Congress. When this happened? 1938 or 39? 1938 is the Haripura session of the Congress. Who presided over it? Subhash Chandra Bose. 1939 what happened? Tripuri. It was 1939 session. It was in this session there was conflict between the candidate by Gandhi and Subhash Chandra Bose, and he resigned from INC presidentship in 1939 Congress session. In 1938 Haripura session, he was the presiding officer. Now what is the speciality of this? National Planning Committee. National Planning Committee was formed under this session. And who was head of this? Jawaharlal Nehru, under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru. This was said to be the previous organization of Planning Commission. Now there is no Planning Commission also. Now tell me this, giving the title Father of Nation to the Gandhi. When did this happen? This was happened in this phase when he Azad Hind Fauj. When this is 1940s, middle 1940s. It was been this time he was trying, what was the idea? He was trying to conquer India by armed struggle. And it was during this time the slogan was given, give me blood, I will give you Azadi. Whatever it is, that slogan. It was during that time he given the title Father of Nation to Gandhi. So it is in 1940s. Now forming a new party, Forward Bloc. When did this happen? It is after 1939. It was formed when he was in the Congress, but during this 1939 phase, this was happening. He was not ousted from the Congress for forming Forward Bloc or all this. Ousting came for other reasons. Now founded Independence for India League. When was this? Learn about Nehru Report. Remember about Nehru Report? What was this? Idea was, British was said that Indians are not capable of forming their own constitution. So this challenge was taken by whom? Motilal Nehru. Then in 1927 or 1928, 1928 Congress session, they formed their own constitutional provisions, and this report is called Nehru Report. So along with Subhash Chandra Bose and Jawaharlal Nehru, for implementation of this report, this Independence for India League was formed. So this was a very quite early organization. So what will be our order here? D, 4, 1, 3, 2. Okay. Go ahead. Answer the 24th question first. It's a very simple question. What is the answer? Tell me what logic. What else you will think if you don't know the answer?
The midday meal was started by King Kamraj.
Midday meal was started by Kamraj in 1960s. So this will be something related to South, so it will be Tamil Nadu. Very good. Otherwise, it is Chief Minister's breakfast scheme. Which state will highlight Chief Minister? Non-BJP ruling state or non-center ruling state. Those states which have problems with center. Either it can be West Bengal, or it can be Tamil Nadu, or it can be Rajasthan also in this logic, because Congress is in power. At least BJP state very small chance. Mamata Banerjee can very high chance of mentioning. She is opposing in this Ayushman Bharat and all, not implementing in West Bengal, saying it is having PM's name after state is contributing to the scheme. So anyway, this is otherwise a very simple question, direct factual question. It is propounded by Tamil Nadu itself. Chief Minister Stalin is head of this. Go ahead. It is for students 1 to 5th standard. Much more details, peculiar details not required. Answer the 25th question first. Very easy question. You read newspaper every now and then, this report is there. What is the answer? What is speciality of this report? Purchasing manager index. It is a survey based report. Survey based means you will ask people how is industry going to perform in the next week or next month. So survey based means what it trying to capture? Latest trend and people's perception of what is going to happen. Usually in other reports what we see is exact data is being captured. Here data is not being captured, perception is being trying to capture. Now what is this? It is having a score of 0 to 100 will be the score of this index. 50 means whatever is the current level of production, same will be maintained. Above 50 means whatever the today production is 10, there is tomorrow there will be higher than 10 production. Some score lesser than 50 means production is going to fall. So first statement here is a score, PMI score below 50 shows strength in manufacturing. Strength in manufacturing with reducing risk of contraction. No way. Increase risk of contraction is increased, then the score fall below 50. Now it is released by Ministry of Statistics and Program. Who released this? This is survey based and this is being released in like every month. If you read newspapers, every month it will be coming like this, some numbers. So a Ministry of Statistics and Program usually doesn't come up with this. So it will be coming up with some private grouping. What is the name of the grouping? S&P Global India. Different groups are being produced. S&P Global India is being produced for India, this PMI index. So what is the answer for this? D. Both these statements are wrong. Answer the 26th question first. We have answered a similar question on coffee board. Remember? Last year it was asked also. Last thing through 2 weeks before we have similar question on coffee board. Yeah, answer with whatever you have. Tell me, we'll go with the statement. Rubber board is a statutory body constituted for development of rubber. This should be correct. Industry in India. Is it a statutory body or not? Coffee board, what we learned? Coffee board was a statutory body under Coffee Act, and similarly, rubber board is also a statutory body under Rubber Act of very old Act 1947 under. Coffee board, why we studied that? Because government was trying to amend that act, coming with a new act. So it functions under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Coffee board was also under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, not under Agriculture. 2 is wrong. India is the largest producer of rubber in the world. This is again also very factual, very extreme. There is a high chance this can be wrong. You see these kind of statements, if you know exactly India is the largest producer, then take it as correct. Otherwise, huge chance this option is wrong. So who is largest producer of rubber in the world? This Thailand. And who is the India is how many producer? What is the rank of India for rubber production? It is 5th. Numbers is not that much important, but still India is the 5th largest producer. So this is wrong, this is wrong, this is correct. What is the answer here? No answer we have. Go ahead. Answer the 27th question. This can be a tough question. Why this question can be tough? Okay. So what is answer? One only. Okay, what is CDS doing? Chief of Defense Staff. Why we are discussing this? In 2021, we lost our Bipin Rawat was the chief CDS, and he died in an accident. Now, after 9 months or 10 months of delay, government has appointed new person as India second CDS. So, what is the main function of CDS? Different services we have: Navy, Army, and Air Force. So, CDS is like a single point of entity for having this tri-service command by combining different capabilities of all this organization. That was the primary objective of CDS. Now come to this question. CDS act as a principal military advisor to the defense minister. NSA. It is defense minister is correct answer. It is not prime minister. CDS functions under the command of defense minister. Defense minister is still the public authority of defense services, and CDS post is coming under him, and he is acting as a. Okay, there it is another statement. It is not prime minister, it is defense minister. Now CDS will command tri-service organizations related to cyber and space. We already told the main purpose of forming CDS is forming this tri-service organization. Now the tri is also countries are going ahead. Like US is already having its own space command. Countries are coming with cyber command. So the purpose of CDS is trying to having this control over tri command and space coming this space and cyber technologies, all this bringing into militarization. So this obviously is a correct answer. If you don't mistake here as prime minister and defense minister, this is also a right statement. We will have C as the correct answer. Go ahead. Answer the 28th question first. Very factual question. I don't think I need to give too much into it. What is the answer? No, yaar. It is not the right answer. If you don't know, you should leave. What logic you are applying in this? If you know, you know. Otherwise, very difficult to apply something. It is an economic question, you can think, put something. Environment question, if some pollution connection there is, applying logic makes sense. Answer is first, prevent fungal infection. So what is this CSA 9, CSA 6? It is a fungus species for those people who are already having very weak immunity, like people having HIV infection or people undergoing cancer treatment. This virus is mostly infecting these people. From this virus, this gene was recently discovered. This fungus. So now one gene is there, you can now think about solution to it. Medicines will come up, better treatment opportunities will come up for these affected people. So otherwise there is absolutely no way you should answer this question. Answer the 29th question. Operation Make Chakra, often seen in news, is related to related to the problem with this question is all these initiatives are in news in this name or some other name. But if you relate with this name, then only you can get the answer. Correct answer here is A. CBI conducted pan-India drive against circulation and sharing of child sexual abuse material. That is called Operation Make Chakra. Second option, Ministry of Labour and Employment launched its Child Labour Free Society. What is the portal called to report the child labour? Pencil portal. What this initiative is called? Delhi Police Initiative for rescuing kidnapped children. It is called OPMILAP, Operation MILAP. And what is the fourth option? Initiative for Welfare of Children of Construction Workers at AIMS Rishikesh. This initiative was called Project Bal Basera. So what is challenge in answering this? Sometimes you might have heard very much about third option, but only if you connect it with what is asked, then you can answer it correctly. Otherwise it becomes very confusing. Go ahead, answer the last question of the day. What is the answer? Let me see if there is one. 29A, 39C. 29A is correct answer. What is this answer? 30? Greenfields Hub. This is an initiative, very much correct. It is an initiative to promote marine tourism worldwide. Now, if worldwide something is promoting, it's very less chance Ministry of Tourism will be a part or main organization launching it. Who is launching it? UNEP, United Nations Environment Program, along with UK based charity organization called Reef World Foundation. Okay, so ministry is not an initiative by Ministry of Tourism. What is correct answer here? Answer will be A. So how many questions you got correct today? 20 plus? If you are getting most of the answer wrong, or if you are having huge number of wrong answers, this is time you should not miss. Go back, there is no issues in getting wrong answer. Now there is no issues if these concepts are seemingly very factual or you are not aware of it. This all happens this time, but this is time to continue the process. Whatever you are doing, whatever material you are referring, stick to it, make revision your continuous habit. Then we will see what results later. You got 10 wrong today. One skipped. Good, good. ठीक है, that's all for now. Thank you so much. Sarita Yadav, 30C is wrong answer.